Have you ever thought about why financial freedom seems so out of reach? Even when you're putting in the effort and keeping an eye on your spending? It really comes down to spotting those sneaky ways your money slips away. Those little habits and purchases you might not even notice that keep you feeling stressed about your finances. Dave Ramsey, a well-known financial expert and the author of The Total Money Makeover, really highlights how crucial it is to steer clear of unnecessary expenses and to prioritize intentional spending. His philosophy has really motivated a lot of people to get a grip on their finances by making smarter and more disciplined choices. In this video, we're going to talk about 10 common money traps that can quietly chip away at your wealth. Every trap comes with real-life examples to show you how these habits can affect you and, even more crucially, how to steer clear of them. If you tackle these financial pitfalls, you'll save some cash and set yourself up for a better future. Hey, just a quick reminder. Financial freedom isn't really about your income, it's more about how smartly you handle what you've got. Let's explore these 10 traps together and find some practical strategies to get rid of them from your life, just like financial mentors such as Dave Ramsey suggest. Let's kick off your journey to financial clarity right here. Trap number 1, buying too much at once. Buying in bulk might feel like a great way to save money, but it can actually sneakily drain your finances. It's easy for shoppers to get caught up in buying things they might never actually use before they go bad. A couple in Florida snagged a year's worth of canned goods when they found a great sale. 6 months later, they found out that half of the cans had expired, which meant they wasted both food and money. Planning is the key to steering clear of this pitfall. Just grab what you actually need and can use up in a reasonable amount of time. Try to concentrate on those non-perishable items you often reach for, like toilet paper or detergent, instead of the perishable stuff. If you're thinking about buying a lot, just take a moment to think about whether you have enough space to store it all. Maybe sharing with a friend or neighbor could be a good idea too. Try not to think that having more is always the way to go. Instead, pay attention to what really matters and how useful it is. Also, keep an eye out for promotions that might tempt you to buy more than you need. Like grabbing those 2-for-1 deals on stuff you'll never actually use. That's still just a waste. When you buy in moderation, you're not just cutting down on waste. You're also keeping your finances in check and making sure they line up with your goals. Trap number 2, impulsive shopping. Stores are set up in a way that really makes you want to spend more money. So there's this teacher named Jane from California. She popped into a supermarket just to grab some milk, but ended up walking out with $75 worth of snacks, candles, and a bunch of home decor she didn't really need. The bright aisles, clever product placement, and tempting sales had her wandering off her list. Get ahead of impulsive shopping by planning things out in advance. Make a list of must-have items and stick to it. Make sure to set a clear budget before you head into the store. And try not to shop when you're feeling hungry or stressed. Those feelings can really lead to some impulsive choices. Shopping for groceries online can really help cut down on those tempting impulse buys. One more handy tip is to give yourself a waiting period before buying non-essential items. If you come across a new gadget or outfit that catches your eye, try waiting 24 hours before you decide to buy it. You know, this delay usually shows if it's something you really need or just a fleeting want. If you stick to your plan and stay disciplined, you'll end up with more money in your pocket and steer clear of that buyer's remorse. Trap number 3, subscriptions you might overlook. It's pretty simple to rack up subscriptions that quietly take money from your bank account. So there's this college student named Sam in New York. He just figured out that he was shelling out money for 5 streaming services, but he was really only using one of them. He ended up wasting almost $600 on subscriptions he never used over the course of a year. All we need to do is a straightforward audit. Make it a habit to check your bank and credit card statements often to spot any recurring charges. Think about canceling services you don't really use much, and maybe set a reminder to check in on your subscriptions every 6 months. There are quite a few apps out there like Truebill or Rocket Money that can really help you keep an eye on and manage your subscriptions. Just a heads up, it's a good idea to be careful when you're signing up for those free trials to steer clear of any pitfalls down the line. Make sure to set calendar alerts for those cancellation deadlines so you can avoid any automatic renewals. Keeping your subscriptions to just the ones you actually use helps you avoid wasting money on services that aren't useful anymore. By doing this, you'll have more money available for what really counts. Trap number 4, credit card debt with high interest. Having a credit card balance can really add up and end up costing you more than you might think. So there's this graphic designer named Lisa from Chicago, and she had a credit card debt of $5,000 with a 20% annual interest rate. In just a year, she ended up paying $1,000 in interest, cash that could have been saved instead. To steer clear of this trap, just make sure to pay off your balance in full every month. If you're dealing with debt, it's a good idea to focus on those high-interest cards first. You might also want to look into balance transfer options to help reduce your rates. Lots of credit cards have these cool promotional periods where you can transfer your balance with 0% interest. It really gives you some extra time to pay off what you owe. Also, set up a budget that sets aside a certain amount every month for paying off your debt. Using tools like the snowball or avalanche methods can really keep you motivated and organized. Getting into the habit of using credit responsibly can really help you save money and boost your financial health and credit score. Trap number 5, dining out often. Eating out is super easy, but it can really add up cost-wise. So, Tom and Sarah, this couple from Texas, found out they were dropping $400 every month on eating out and drinks. Did you know that if you order a single $4 soda regularly, it could end up adding $1,000 to your yearly expenses? Crazy, right? Why not cook at home to save some cash and keep dining out for those special moments? When you're dining out, why not go for water instead of those expensive drinks? Using grocery delivery services and planning your meals can really simplify cooking at home and make it a lot more efficient. How about trying out meal prepping for some inspiration? A chef in Atlanta mentioned that meal prepping for the week helped her save $200 a month and cut down on food waste. If you tweak your dining habits just a bit, you can save a good amount of money and still enjoy some treats now and then. Trap number 6, branded medications. Branded medications can be twice as expensive as generics, even though they have the same active ingredients. Emma, a nurse from Ohio, managed to save $200 each year by opting for a generic version of her allergy medication. It's a good idea to chat with your doctor or pharmacist about generic options. Most of them work just as well and have the FDA's stamp of approval. Also, checking out apps like GoodRx can really help you see the prices at nearby pharmacies, making sure you snag the best deal. So, there's this family in Denver who found out they could cut their monthly prescription costs in half just by switching to generics and checking out discount pharmacies. This easy change can help you save money for other important things while still taking care of your health. Just keep in mind that what really matters is how well the treatment works, not the name on the label. Trap number 7, trying your luck with the lottery. For a lot of people, the lottery feels like a dream come true, but for most, it ends up being a financial black hole. Steve, a construction worker in Nevada, has been buying tickets for $20 a week for years, but he hasn't hit it big yet. In just 5 years, he ended up wasting more than $5,000. Why not think about putting that money into a high-yield savings account or an index fund instead of buying lottery tickets? So, if Steve had put away his $20 every week, he could have ended up with more than $6,000 in just 5 years, assuming a decent annual return. It's tempting to think about getting rich quick, but the truth is, the chances aren't really in your favor. Shifting your lottery spending to investments or savings can really help you grow your money over time, and it's a lot more dependable than hoping for a win. This change not only boosts financial stability, but also encourages a way of thinking focused on long-term planning. Trap number 8, traveling during peak season. Traveling during the holidays can really add up. So, Jacob, who's a software engineer, ended up spending $3,000 on a family vacation over Christmas, which is twice what it would have cost if they had gone during the off-season. Try to plan your trips during quieter times or book ahead to snag better rates. Being flexible with your travel dates can really help you save a lot of money, making your trips more budget-friendly and fun. A travel blogger from Oregon mentioned that moving her vacation to early December instead of the holiday season helped her save 40% on costs. Also, think about checking out fare trackers and loyalty programs to snag some great deals. If you plan ahead and steer clear of those busy travel times, you can make your budget go further and have a more laid-back experience. Trap number 9, car upgrades you don't really need. Big vehicles can be really attractive, but they sure do come with a hefty price tag. Mike, a single guy living in Boston, picked up an SUV because he liked the extra space. but he soon found out it used 30% more fuel than a sedan, which ended up costing him an extra $1,500 each year. Take a moment to think about your lifestyle before you decide to buy a car. Smaller or hybrid vehicles usually provide better fuel efficiency and tend to have lower maintenance costs. So there's this young couple in Seattle who decided to trade in their SUV for a compact hybrid, and guess what? They ended up saving $2,000 a year on fuel and insurance. Make sure your choice matches what you really need to save some cash down the line. Picking a vehicle that suits your lifestyle helps you steer clear of extra costs and reduces your impact on the environment. Trap number 10, souvenirs that don't serve a purpose. Those pricey souvenirs usually just end up collecting dust. Laura, who hails from Seattle, dropped $200 on some decorative items during her trip, but now they're just sitting in her attic. How about choosing some small, meaningful keepsakes like magnets or photos? They can really hold special memories. A family in New York thought it would be fun to make a travel scrapbook filled with photos and ticket stubs instead of splurging on souvenirs. This way, they saved some cash while also crafting a special keepsake to remember their adventures. Making thoughtful choices means your travel mementos will bring you joy and no regrets. When you concentrate on useful and valuable things, you can have a great time traveling without wasting money.